Okay, so this question here, question 4, the stem and leaf diagram below shows the number of copies of the Newry News sold each week over 17 weeks in a particular shop. The value in the diagram for one of the weeks is P, where P is an element of the natural number. So P is a natural number and P has a value between 1 and 10, okay? In part A, we're told what the range of the data is. So what is the range? The range is the highest, take away the lowest. So we don't know what the highest number is. Okay, we know that it's 40 something, right? So we'll just call it X, all right? But the lowest number is 8. And we know that the range is 39. So that must mean that X is equal to 47. So P is equal to 7. Because remember, this is a stem and a leaf diagram, okay? And the leaf is, that's only the unit part of that number, okay? So P is 7. Find the value of each of the following statistics for this data. So the mode, okay, so the mode is the most common. So the most common there we can see is 19. And it's 19 copies because I'm looking at the key there, okay? So the mode is 19. What else do we have? The median. Okay, the median is the number, the value in the middle. Now, there are 17 sorry, just hold on a sec. Okay, there are 17 weeks altogether. So the median is the middle value. One way you can get the middle value is, well, you can if you add 1 to 17 and divide by 2. So 17 plus 1 is 18, divided by 2 is 9. So the ninth value would be the median. So what you do is you just count up. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so this one here is the median. And one way to check to see if your median is correct is to count how many numbers are either side of it. So there's 8 lower than 21, because remember, don't forget the stem, and there's 8 numbers higher than 21. Okay, so the median is 21 copies. Okay, the sum of the data is 431. Okay, so what they're asking you to do here is to find the mean. All right, so the mean, so they've done a little bit of a job for you. They're just saying, okay, you don't need to add them all up. We're just making it a little bit easier for you. So the mean is the sum of the data, which is 431, divided by the number of data, which is 17. Okay, so 431 divided by 17 is 25.35, and to one decimal place will be 25.4 copies. Okay. Okay, so next page then. In the 18th week, there was a special issue of the Newry News, and there were a lot more copies of it sold than in any of the other weeks. Find the modal number of copies sold per week over the whole 18 weeks. So, in the 18th week, there was a lot more copies sold than any of the other weeks. So it would have to be 19 copies, wouldn't it? Okay, so what they're saying is here, there was more copies sold than any of the other weeks. So we know that the highest answer is, from up above here, is 47, isn't it? Because P is 47. Do you remember we figured this out here, 47? So what they're saying is in the 18th week, there was a higher number, so that number could be 48 or 49 or 50. We don't know, but it's any number than 47. So the mode is still the same. The mode is still 19 copies. Find the median number. Well, because there's now 18 weeks, okay, so the median we were doing in green. Okay, so if you think about this, there's now another number being added on here, right? We don't know what it is, right? Sorry, that's a question mark. So there's now 18 numbers. So if we're looking at, you add 18 plus 1 is 19. So we're looking at the 2 in the middle would be the 9th and the 10th value, okay? Because the 9th and the 10th value, let me explain that now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we're looking at both of these values for median because it's an even amount of numbers. So we're looking at the middle two. And if you look at everything lower than the green, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, that's 8. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, there's 8 higher. Okay, so remember we've added one in. So the median is going to be the average of 21 and 25. Okay, the median is going to be the average of 21 and 25. So that's 46 divided by 2. So the median is now 23 copies. The mean number of copies sold per week over the whole 18 weeks was 28.5. Okay, work out the number of copies that were sold in the 18th week. Okay, so how many copies were sold over 17 weeks? The sum of the data is 431, okay? So we're using that bit of data there, or that bit of information, I should say. So there was 431 copies sold over 17 weeks. And we don't know how many copies were sold in the 18th week. So we'll call that X, okay? But we know that if we divide that sum by 18, we get the mean, don't we? So the mean is 28.5. Okay? So 431 plus X is equal to, we're going to multiply both sides by 18. So 431 plus X is equal to 513. So X is 513. Take away 431. So X is equal to 82 copies. Okay, so you can see there that is a huge, its number is much bigger. So if we were to put that number on the stem and leaf, it wouldn't be going here at all. It would be going down here. Okay, that's where it would be added on. You'd have no leaves for the 50s, 60s and 70s. Okay, so remember it's a newspaper. So why was there loads of newspapers sold in that particular week? Well, who knows, maybe they were running a competition or something. Okay, so this is a separate question here about a stem and leaf. So we have to do back-to-back stem and leaf. So on the left hand side we're going to do IQ test 1, and the right hand side we're going to do IQ test 2. So basically the students took IQ test 1 and then a week later they took the other test. So we're going to probably look at the data. It's not easy to analyse this data as it's presented at the moment. So if it's in a stem and leaf, it's very easy to analyse this. It's easier, I should say. Before you do a stem and leaf, you should put all the numbers in order. It would just make it a little bit easier. So that's what this space there is for. Or another way to do it, you could, is we have a stem of 7 here. So look, we'll start on this side. Look for all the numbers in the 70s. There's only one of them, 79. Then look for all the numbers in the 80s. So as I said, you can put them in order if you want first, but sometimes when the data is not too large, you can do it straight away. Okay, so I put a circle around all the 80s and then put them in order and cross them off. When you put them in the order, you're starting with the smallest number closest to the stem, okay? And the numbers get larger going this way. And on the other side, the largest goes out this way, okay? So they're kind of growing from the stem, all right? The numbers in the 90s, there's 4 of them there, so we're going to put 4 is the smallest, well 94, then two 96s, and then a 97. The numbers in the hundreds, we have 103, 104, 104, 105, 108. Okay, so 103 is the lowest. Then we have two 104s. We have one 105 and we have one 108. And then we have numbers in the 110s. We have 111, 15 and 19. 111, 115, 119. And we don't have any numbers in the 120s. Okay, I'm going to pause the video as to do and do IQ test 2. Okay, so when you're finished, it's worthwhile just making sure everything is in order, starting at the stem and working outwards, smallest to lowest. Make sure that you have 15 student scores on the left and 15 on the right, because there's 15 in the class. I can see that from up above. Okay, so find the range of scores for each IQ test. So the range is the lowest to the highest, or the highest take away the lowest. So for IQ test 1, it's going to be 119 take away 79. So that's 40. On the right hand side, it's going to be 120 take away 83, and that's 37. Find the median. So the median is the score in the middle. So there's 15 students. So if you add 1 to 15, you get 16, and you divide that by 2, it's 8. So you're looking at the 8th value, okay? The number in the middle of, 15 is it's the 8th value, because the 8th value will have 7 on either side. So when you're counting from a stem and leaf, right, you start with the smallest, you go 1. Don't count this one next, because that's the you're going 79, then 86. Okay, so 1. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So this is the 8th value here. All right. The 8th value is the 3. Well, it's not 3, it's 103. Now, I've done that wrong, sorry, just hold on a second now. I hope I have that filled in right, do I? So it's 103, and why is it 103? Because there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, there's 7 values lower than 103, and there are 7 values higher. And likewise for IQ test 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So this is the 8th value. And then there's 1, 2, 3, 4, there's 7 values higher. So on the left hand side it's 103, and on the right hand side it's 106. Okay, left hand side is 103, right hand side is 106. And what was I looking at there? I was looking at the 8th value to get the median. Okay, the mean, you add them all up. So when you're adding them up, remember you're not adding 9 and 6 and 9, you're adding 79, 86, 89, the whole 15 values all the way down to the end, 115 and 119, okay? So you're dividing by the amount of numbers, which is 15. So it comes to 1,506. Divide that by 15. Okay, so I have less than a minute in this video. So the two means are there, 100.4 and 104.8. And for part 5 and 6, I'm just going to go straight to the marking scheme. So in part 5, compare the scores of the 2 IQ tests. Refer to at least one measure of central tendency. That means you can use the mean, you can use the mode, you can use the range, okay? Or if you have the IQ range as well, sorry, the interquartile I mean, you could use them, okay? So just very quickly there, if we use the range, you can say that In general, the scores in IQ test are slightly higher, as both the mean and the median are higher for IQ test 2, and the scores are slightly more spread out in IQ test 1 than in IQ. So I just leave those answers up there for you, and you can pause the video and read them yourself, okay?